अब और नहीं संभाल सकती हूँ. Only one man can. Rohit!
Yeah, that's Rohit Shetty. When in India, films are sold on the face value of the stars, this man has carved his own path based on his unique brand of filmmaking. Like, what do you expect when you go to a Wes Anderson film? I mean, Rohit Shetty film. Super saturated colors, gravity-defying stunts, slapstick comedy, or maybe breaking down of cars. That's also the major criticism against Rohit, that he makes his cars fly and eventually breaks them. But could that be the only reason for calling his films unreal? Before drawing that simplistic conclusion, let's try to understand the filmmaking style of Rohit Shetty.
Do me a favor, let's play holy.
Hi, my name is Jishnu and this is Cinema's Honest Life. Born to a stunt director Mr. M.B. Shetty, Rohit picked up action as the genre for his very first film, Zameen, until he pivoted to make one of the best slapstick comedies of 2000's, Golmaal, marking his name as an in-house comic director in Bollywood. But the question remains, why are his films called unrealistic by a large section of Indian audiences and reviewers? First of all, comedy is subjective. What you find too hilarious might not be funny for your friend. This also changes according to age. A child or a preteen will find slapstick or gross comedy funny, but an adult may not. A child will find Tom and Jerry funny, but you being an adult are surely gonna love shows like South Park or films like Delhi Belly.
Sir Laundry.
Trust me, no matter how much you want to brag about your childhood nostalgia for shows like Tom and Jerry, now if I run Tom and Jerry show in front of you, you'll get back to Instagram scrolling within 15 minutes. Same thing a child would do if you put them for a political satire. Because political satire and dark comedy needs an audience which has nuanced understanding of the complexities of life and society. After all, those who are in their teens in early 2000s are now middle-aged men and women. Of course, they will not like what they enjoyed in their childhood. So most of the criticism is coming from them. It looked funny when we were teenagers, but now... See, Rohit is not making film for an adult audience.
My audience is such.
हाँ.
एक हैप्पी गो लकी फिल्में होती हैं, मास एंटरटेनर्स होती हैं, कमर्शियल फिल्में होती हैं, एक फैमिली ऑडियंस.
The 2000s were the era of comedy. Priyadarshan was making a lot of slapstick situational comedies like Hera Fairy, Garam Masala, Bhagam Bhag, Malamal Weekly, and lots of them. Priyadarshan is not criticized for being unrealistic. Why? Rohit uses many elements of comedy. Slapstick, comedy of errors, contradiction,
मुझे माफ कर देना, मेरा भी बात यार.
verbal comedy,
ऊपर वाला भी आपसे 2 या 3 दिन ही बड़ा होगा.
visual comedy, absurdity,
हटे मोहब्बत की है मैंने गीता से.
parody, pun.
फोरानस चवन्नी गिर गई थी ढूंढ रहा.
Just for my non-Indian viewers, Anna is an old currency used in British India. When plural, it's called Anas, which sounds like, you know what I mean. And sometimes give glimpses of Mrs. Doubtfire and Home Alone.
This is Seal.
And that's Dicky.
Despite having such a plethora of comedic elements, what does Rohit lack that deems him to be unrealistic? Well, what seems to be the strength from outside is also his weakness. Everything goes haywire when he mixes a lot of genres and turns it into a masala hodgepodge. There are rom-com, melodrama, action. Because he does action so well, he can't hold his horses from putting some action into his comedy. The more and more action he puts into his comedy, the more it starts to look unrealistic. Not because his action sequences are too gaudy and flashy, but because those action sequences do not belong to that comedy. What was just a small action cum slapstick comedy sequence in Golmaal 1 turns into an extravagant fight sequence in Golmaal 3. Suddenly you will forget that you are watching comedy. Let me tell you something funny. When Ajay Devgan is fighting the goons and making the hell out of Newtonian physics, his jacket ironically says physics program. After the bombardment of all these genres, the audience goes Hula! Then they start calling his films unrealistic. Whereas Priyadarshan sticks more or less to a particular genre. The same flashy action sequences were in Singham, but people didn't mind it because it was established from the beginning of the film. Honestly, Singham was released in 2011 and it worked mainly for 2 reasons. First, Indians at that time wanted to get relief from the rampant corruption, if not real, at least in real.
करप्शन से पैदा हुए गंदी नाली के कीड़े.
Second, it had a lesser mixture of genres and it was just a brief subplot. The spell broke when he cashed in on the Singham fame to unduly mimic Marvel and make his own police universe, which keeps adding new stars one after another, doing the same unruly action again and again. See, I don't mind the colors.
Ah, blue, yellow, pink. Whatever, man. Just keep bringing me that.
Comedy, or any kind of film for that matter, can be realistic and formalistic. On one end, there are films like Om Shanti Om, Jaane Bhi Do Yaro, Chennai Express, the whole Golmaal series, etc. On the other end, there are films like Bhagam Bhag, Hera Fairy, Malamal Weekly, Fleabag, and so on. If the formalism is too pure, it creates avant-garde cinema. And if the realism is pushed further, it creates documentaries. Rohit makes formalist cinema, and his genius comes out best when he sticks to a singular genre and avoids making a masala mix. What I like most about Rohit is he respects audience's reaction.
At the same time, I also know that I am not that great a director. Audience कभी wrong नहीं होती.
You know what is not realistic? Slow motion. I think 95% of Indian films are not realistic. We love formalist cinema. Okay, if you want to know what slow motion, watch this video. And if you want to know how Sriram Raghavan uses music in his films, watch this video. Thank you for watching. Tada.
कोई तरीका है भीख मांगने का?